What's up, YouTube? So the garden is ready to be weed whacked, finally. It is September, what's today? September 12th. So it's been, I don't even know how many weeks, a couple weeks. I think it was August 18th is when I put the cover crop down, so it's September 12th now, so whatever that comes out to be. But grew fairly quick. It's like, I don't know, it's up to my waist in a lot of spots. At least in this first quarter of the garden. About the last 3/4 of the garden they're all even, but it's shorter by about, I don't even know, like, I don't know, 8 inches to a foot shorter, which is interesting because I really have no idea why it would do that. This side came up quicker. I thought it would all, like, hold on, maybe I can show you. I thought it would all kind of level off in growth. Let me flip the camera around. Okay, so you can't really tell, but I mean, you can tell that this side is a little higher than this side, but in person it's a whole lot more dramatic. But this side came up, I don't know, about a day and a half, 2 days earlier than the rest of the garden. And it's darker green, it's thicker, it's just really weird. I don't know. This side also has all the other mixed beans and stuff, so all the other crazy stuff I did. Like you can tell, this is a bean and this is a pea. If you can tell. If you can't tell, then just trust me. But it is. But anyways, I'm gonna cut from about right here over today. One tarp will cover that whole section, and I think I'll leave it tarped for about a week or so, and then probably cut a section here, flip that tarp over, and just work my way down the garden. I don't necessarily need it all done all at once. It would be nice to do it all at once, but with my time, my energy, and then simply having to drag a million tarps back out here to cover this whole garden, because all I have is a bunch of smaller pieces. Some of them aren't even 50 feet long to cover the width of the garden. So, or I guess length of the beds. So I think that's how I'm going to go about it, by using that, I think it's a 56 by 20 foot section, which covers to the edge and to the edge over there. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm going to get this weed whacked. Hopefully I can finish before it gets too dark, and I'll get you a clip. And then I think I'm going to get the tarp on it in a couple days, because I've got a lot going on, but you'll see it. But there's one last look before it all starts coming down. Real quick, just wanted to show you guys the seed starting setup that I've got going on this year. These are some cucumbers, got way too leggy. Still gonna pot them up. I'll plant them a little deeper up on that stem. We'll see how they do. I should have planted or potted them up like a week or so ago. But anyways, cucumbers are barely germinated. Got basil, second batch of tomatoes, some salanovas, 2 different types of parsley. This one sucked, that one really sucked. Well, this one really sucked, that one sucked, for germination wise, but that seed's like 3 or 4 years old. What was this? That's Arcadia broccoli. All of these seedlings are doing terrible this year, with the exception of the Napa cabbages that are like way too old now. I could still plant them out, but they needed to be transplanted out like weeks ago. But I wasn't ready for that. Anyways, everything looks really bad compared to how I normally have it. I switched up my seed starting mix recipe, and I started using worm castings from a local guy, and he feeds his worms horse manure from a local horse farm, and I'm not sure if there's herbicide residue in that, or what the deal is. I don't know, but everything's super stunted. Like you can tell on these brassicas, they haven't looked like this for 2 weeks, but they were really yellow. The new growth has greened up since I started feeding it with some compost tea, but stuff's just super stunted. Like these tomatoes are 20 days old. Their cotyledons are yellowing. Stems are purple, more purple than they should be. So there's just so many problems with all of the starts. There's a bunch of stuff I started a couple days ago, and that's celery. But I don't really know what the deal is. So I'm gonna try and get my hands on some of the old ingredients that I used in my seed starting mix, and I don't know, but it's really set me back this year. I'm super bummed about it, honestly, but it seems to be one thing after another. Anyways, I've got a bunch more tomatoes that are potted up. I'll take you over there and show you. Okay, so I haven't been staying at the farm. I don't know if I mentioned that in previous videos, but I've been staying at a friend of mine's house until I get my housing situation in order at the farm. So I've been starting all my seeds here just because, well, also my truck that has been out of commission for a little over 3 weeks. I've been waiting on a part to come in, and it got lost in the mail, so I had to order another one and deal with the company, and it's been a headache. But anyways, the truck will be fixed soon, so I'll be able to get over to the farm a whole lot more now, starting next week. But anyways, I've been staying here, so that's why I'm starting all this stuff here versus at the farm by the garden like I normally do. But anyways, cucumbers, they're all potted up. They're doing okay. And then this is all tomatoes. Let's see. Did want to point out, so, ouch, fire ants. This is Jim's Juliet tomato. So Jim Kovaleski has this little, I don't even know what you would call it. It's like a sauce tomato or a paste tomato, I think. It's a Juliet, but he grows them in Maine and he grows them here. And I saved some seed from 1 or 2 of his tomatoes from last year, but I don't know why. Maybe it just does not like the fall weather in Florida. Because I know he normally grows them as a spring crop, but I don't know if he's grown it as a fall crop, since he normally gets here in October and it's kind of late then. But I mean, you can visibly see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then there's a tray over here, 6. They're obviously not doing good. Like that tray's doing good, that tray's doing good. Both of those aren't the Juliet. All these are doing good. Actually, all of these are seed I saved. Actually, all of this is seed that I saved from last year from my crops. But these are all the German Johnsons that I saved from my biggest tomato last year, which was 1.83 pounds, I think, if I remember correctly. But they're doing good. I'm excited about those. But yeah, it's just really weird. This one variety, it's like getting all sorts of fungal problems. The leaf miners are attacking it really hard. Plants are yellowing, and they do this. It's just crazy. I don't know. But it is what it is. This is why I try different varieties. But anyways, there's that. Yeah, you'll see the updates as it goes, I guess. What's up, YouTube? So it's been quite a long, I don't even know, a month. How long has it been since the last video? Too long, I guess. I've had a lot of people message me telling me that I need to get back out here and record another one, and honestly I have been. I've got a whole bunch of videos on my phone and on my camera, and I just haven't sat down and edited anything. And honestly, so much has changed. It's hard to fit it all in one video, and I don't want to make a bunch of videos and then post them all and then it not be accurate to with what's actually happening in the garden, if that makes any sense. I like to keep it as up to date and real time as possible. So with that said, I think I'm just going to do a quick update on everything, and then maybe splice in some videos from all the little clips that have, there's a lot of thunder. I don't know if you can hear that right now. But yeah, we'll just see what happens, okay? So anyways, I don't even remember what was in the last video. I feel like I say that in every video. And honestly, it's true. Hopefully this wind isn't too bad, but the cover crop, which is all down there's about half the garden still cover cropped. I've been weed whacking it in sections and tarping one section at a time. That blew up like 2 days ago. I still haven't fixed it though. Actually tomorrow, this tarp is getting moved down there, so I'll weed whack that section and then push that tarp over on that side and get the beds that are under this one prepped. And so by prepping them, I'm just sifting compost from a pile that's in the woods over there, and then spreading it pretty darn thin just on top of all of the cover crop residue, which has turned into basically straw. And that's just all the beans and peas and all the legumes that have been weed whacked and then sat under the tarp. So you can see this is a week and a half of being under the tarp. A lot of it's still green because I tarp it right after I weed whack it, so it turns to basically hay. So it saves a lot of that nitrogen in the organic matter, and it doesn't turn to brown before I tarp it. But anyways, once this tarp gets pulled off, I weed whack it one more time. The first weed whacking is just to get it down and to kill it, like this. So I'll weed whack that. It'll look like that. It looks green, and then I put the tarp on. This tarp just didn't reach. And then the tarp will get moved, and then I'll weed whack it again, which actually, after the tarp comes up, the roots have all died. So by weed whacking it again, it pulls most of it out of the soil, because I don't know if you can see this, hold on. I'll weed whack it really short, so it's just these little stubbly things, and they just come right out because all of the roots are dead, and there's a couple little stubbly things that hold it in. So by weed whacking it, it pulls most of it out, which makes bed prep really easy. But I'm gonna flip the camera. All right, so I went to go flip the camera around, and then Pete rolled up on the golf cart, and we were talking forever, and I don't remember what the heck I'm talking about, or was talking about. But I was somewhere over here, and I don't believe I've went over what I have planted, so that's where we're gonna go from, I guess. So now I'll flip the camera around. All right, so there is what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a half. This is a half a bed on the side, all planted. It's ready to go. It's growing. I did this last Wednesday. I don't remember what the date was, but it was last Wednesday. Today's Monday, so whatever. I had a bunch of asparagus that you guys can go back and look at in some of the other update videos. Look at that, there's a little guy coming up right now. That this all came from seed that Jim saved in Maine and started, I think it was the 28th, if I remember correctly from my tags. He started it on the 28th of December and gave me a bunch of little teeny tiny seedlings that were extras. I potted them up, gave them my compost tea, and they took off like crazy. I think I might have a video I can throw in this video of me separating them out of the pots. But anyways, I planted, what did I do, 65 of them all the way down. This is a 56-foot row that are about 8 inches apart. I'm just gonna grow them out here and then figure out what to do next. But those are those little guys. There's another one right there. But they're all coming up, they're all doing good. And then I planted basil on the edge. I did that last year early in the season. We'll see how it does. Then this is Salanova, and this is pak choi, and then this is carrots. Is that one coming up? Nope, there's nothing. My eye's playing tricks on me. This is beets all the way down here. They are coming up. Let's see if I can find them first. All right, here we go. See all the little guys growing. So I talked about that pile of wood chip compost that I'm sifting. Hold on, let this focus, maybe not. There's so many millipedes over in that pile in the woods that this compost is literally just millipede castings. You can see how it's kind of pelleted. That's literally just millipede poop. Millipedes love carbon. And what's really cool about millipede castings is they're 45-to-1 fungal to bacteria. So if you can get worm castings, good quality worm castings, they're about equal to the millipede castings, but bacteria to fungi versus fungi to bacteria. So if you can get both and mix them together, then you're really doing good. But anyways, that's that. Beets, and then this is half a bed. From there down is Mizuna, and the other half is arugula. Let's see what else. Since I had all this crop residue in here, I couldn't run the jang without it getting all janged up, whatever. So I don't like this. This is not my preferred way of doing it, but it's the only way of doing it right now. I hand broadcasted all of my seed in these beds. So it's kind of like the best way to see. I seeded this stuff thick just because that's going to be just cut for a greens mix. But I space the seed out about how it needs to be, just by broadcasting it in. But we'll see how it does. I needed to get these crops in the ground soon, so we'll just see how they do, because a little is better than nothing, I guess. And I'm pretty sure I'll get a little more than a little, so. But these beds, there's about 5 under this tarp. I think they're going to be a lot of brassicas. I have to go through all the stuff that I have started at the place I'm staying right now. Speaking of that, I believe I've mentioned it in some of the other clips that I haven't edited and gone through, but I got rid of my camper lately for the last month and a half, 2 months. I don't know how long it's been. I've been staying at my friend's house, super grateful for that, and got out of that moldy camper situation. And I have decided to go an alternative route for my living situation, and I'm pretty excited about that. I'm not going to talk about it until it's all ready. It's over there in a box, and a couple big boxes, and I'm going to be milling some wood with the pastor of my church, and I'm going to do that on Friday, and then got to build a platform and all this fun stuff, and I'm going to record it as I do it, and then it's going to turn into like a little series, I think, and I'm honestly really excited about it. The whole camper series that I was thinking about doing just wasn't as fun. It just wasn't going to go the way I wanted it to go. So, but this, I have a good feeling is going to be a lot of fun. And it's a lot more me, for lack of a better way of putting it, I guess. But anyways, I'm excited about it, and I guess get excited for me, because you're going to be seeing some videos coming out of it. So anyways, there's that. Cover crop, that's all going to get mowed soon. This roselle is growing like crazy. I'm going to have to pick all these soon. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I wanted to make a bunch of roselle sauce and all sorts of stuff, but honestly, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. There's so much. I'm not going to market right now, so it doesn't make sense to take just this to market. But it's really good, really sour, making my lips pucker. There's so much of it, it's crazy. That hippie mix, edible leaf hibiscus, it's doing good. I mean, considering that it's being eaten by roselle, those giant plants, insane. This nightmare over here is next on the list of things to get tackled. Sorry, I'm throwing this camera all over the place. Way over there is the entrance garden, and I got that tarped last week, finally, so that's in the works. Yeah, the centropic system is a nightmare. I'm actually, if I remember, hopefully I do, I'm gonna show a clip of what these looked like in the beginning of the season, back in like April, or about April, I think. These rows were so much nicer and so clean, and just, you could breathe when you looked at it, but now it's just like suffocating and hellish, and I'm not liking it. But I think what I'm gonna do is cut all these giant things out. They're a nitrogen fixing tree. Can't remember the name off the top of my head right now. I'm just gonna cut them to the ground. They'll sucker back, I'm sure, but I'll let a couple of suckers come back as new leaders, and they can do what they want until I decide to cut them down again. All the grass is gonna get cut down. Cassava, I'm gonna dig as much of that as I can out, and then everything else is gonna get pruned. I'll probably have to cut this grass, I don't know, one more time before winter. I honestly haven't cut any of the grass. I take that back. I've cut from here down on just this row once this season, but I haven't cut anything else all season. I've been pretty hands off of this whole area. It's way too much. It doesn't pay for itself, in my opinion. The labor alone is taxing. So yeah, there's so many weeds in there. It's just a headache. I'm thinking about, I don't know, I'm gonna talk to Pete, figure out what would be the cheapest and easiest way of doing this. I might put landscape fabric down in the gardening beds to kill all the weeds, and then peel it off as needed. Honestly, I'm just not sure yet. I really don't want to take these trellises out just because they took so long to put in. So I don't know, we'll see. We'll just see what happens. I don't know. So anyways, that's the update. I don't know. Hopefully this I almost said it. Hopefully this new living situation gets rolling sooner than later. I have to cut all this bamboo so I can start making some videos of that, keep you guys updated. And yeah, so anyways, happy gardening, God bless, and I will see you in the next video.